Today's episode is brought to you by USCCA. Before you fire that first shot, stop. One moment can change everything. Will you be ready? Get the education, training, and self-defense liability insurance every gun owner needs. These life-saving resources help you protect what matters most. USCCA.
Welcome to Open Arms, an honest conversation about firearms. Do you own a gun? Do you carry that gun? Do you have a CCW license? And most important, do you have CCW insurance? Well, on today's show, we're going to cover all those topics. Now, Nikki, I know you own a handgun, correct?
I do. I own a small little Versa handgun. It is pink, and I do like shooting it. It's fun.
Very good. Now, have you ever considered getting your CCW and carrying?
No. I mean, if I do, there's a lot of questions I have about that because I know it's a big responsibility. So I have many questions.
Very good. Well, today's show is going to probably answer a lot of those questions. And with me today, I have Kristine Lysenstoen from the USCCA. Welcome to the show, Kristine.
Thanks for having us back.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure having you here. Now, Kristine, let's just start out by what does USCCA stand for?
Yeah, so USCCA is the United States Concealed Carry Association. So we are operated by Delta Defense. The service provider is Delta Defense, but USCCA is United States Concealed Carry Association.
Very good. Now, what is your position with the company?
Yeah, so I work on the regional sales development side. So I get to work all along California, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, kind of everywhere, building and kind of growing the things for our team specifically here on the West Coast.
Very nice. Whatever made you get a job there or find USCCA? What made you go to that company?
Yeah, during COVID, was a teacher.
Okay.
So I started in education. So I have a passion for teaching and just bringing knowledge and resources. So that's kind of the background I was coming from. Then during COVID, schools got crazy and teaching got crazy. So I decided to kind of look for something else. And I knew firearms was something I was passionate about. So I was carrying at that time and had been through that process. And Delta really kind of found me.
Very nice. Very good. Well, good. So you've been in with firearms for a lot of your life, basically? I
mean, mostly comfortable my whole life, but I didn't get serious about it until probably COVID, when I started actually carrying my firearm and went through the CCW process
Awesome.
here.
Very good. Yeah. Now, we get a lot of students who come to our training classes, and they bombard us with questions about carrying a concealed weapon. The first one always, how do I get my CCW? That's the big one. And then they get into all the questions about the legal parts of when are you allowed to use it? What's, right and wrong? Now, it's my understanding that USCCA provides a lot of people on staff that answer those questions, correct?
Yeah, so not only do we have people who are well-versed in that, but we also have an entire training system called the Protector Academy, where you can go through a lot of that content as well. One of the biggest things is actually an entire series, Ask an Attorney. And these frequently asked questions where you can get legal advice from legal professionals about exactly those types of questions.
Exactly. Yeah, that seems to be the biggest question all the time when we're training people. So how important is it to get CCW insurance?
Yeah, so rule number one, probably the most important. So what's cool about our policy is it's actually not even limited to just CCWs or firearms in general. So USCCA has an insurance policy that is self-defense liability. So any legal means of self-defense that you might have to use, that's what the policy is for. So even if you don't carry a firearm, if you own them, if they're in your home, or you don't at all, that's what makes the policy special is if you had to defend yourself, you'd have access to the policy regardless of your firearms or your CCW status.
Oh, that's fantastic. See, I never knew that. I thought it was just about firearms. Did you know that, Nikki?
No, but I also didn't know that you need or you should have insurance if you own a firearm. Like I would think that your rights are to defend yourself. You wouldn't need to be insured.
Right. And then that's what most people think until you get to that point and you realize, oh my goodness, there is so much legal aftermath you have to go through probably face the justice system.
Yeah.
Likely people are sued civilly as well if you had to defend yourself. So that's another consideration, is now people are suing you for your livelihood,
Exactly.
for your finances.
Exactly. That is something that actually runs through your mind if you have to pull your firearm.
Right.
I've in the 25 years I've carried, I've only had to pull my firearm twice. Never shot it, but had to pull it twice. And both those times I pulled it, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, am I doing the right thing legally?
Right.
Am I in the right be doing this at the present time?
Yeah.
And what's nice about USCCA, you can have all those questions answered,
Right.
because you have legal staff, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it just regional, or do people just contact USCCA direct? How do they get in contact with you?
Couple different ways. So I'll give you guys my info. We'll put it somewhere along here. So you can contact me directly. Feel free. I'll even give you my cell phone if you want to call or text me. But the USCCA website is a wealth of knowledge to answer a lot of those questions. So you can go directly to the website and search there as well.
Very nice. Very nice. That's good to know. We'll get all that information for the people out there.
Yeah.
And we're actually working with you guys right now doing some more, I guess, informational videos,
Right.
I could say it is.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, when we did our first filming the other day, just that day I was learning
Right.
again more things that I thought I knew everything,
Right.
but I don't. And the knowledge I'm getting from listening to this, I think it's everybody out there. It's very beneficial to get on that USCCA website, to start researching, start learning. It makes a difference. It really does.
It does.
It does.
So to clarify something real quick, so someone breaks into your home and you shoot to defend yourself, the insurance covers you for that.
So
But how? I guess my question is: so you have to second guess yourself defending your own home if someone's coming, breaking into your home, really?
That's a good question. Okay, I like what she's saying, but me as what my thoughts are, I will protect myself and my family no matter
Right.
what it takes. Okay, I'm not going to say and sit there and go, should I do this or shouldn't I? First steps first. I'm protecting my family.
Right.
But she's got a good question about, these are, I think, questions that your attorneys could answer. Is that correct?
yeah, totally. And again, across state lines, those rules are going to differ slightly. So you
Yeah.
have to take that into consideration. But ultimately, when it comes to the USCCA policy, if your attorney can ethically argue self-defense for whatever situation you might find yourself in, you have access to the policy. So it's written that way to make sure people have it when they need it,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
really great. And hopefully, with the new administration, he's trying to change all the by state,
Right.
especially the carry.
Right.
I think, that's always been a really pet peeve of mine, because if you have a concealed carry, let's say like that story about the lady in New Jersey or whatever, she crossed the line with her loaded gun and they pulled her over and she didn't have the CCW, but she had it in one state and she got 3 years in jail or something like that. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. I think it should be the full state, everything,
Right.
with the legal thing, defending yourself, with carrying your CCW and everything like that. But again, these are all things that USCCA will answer those questions and will help you out. Now, Kristine, can they actually talk to somebody live about this?
Yeah, so we have that feature on the website, so
Okay.
they can do directly. That series, again, on the Protector Academy is a really easy way to get a lot of that info, the Ask an Attorney series. But there's also more training that you can do on that Protector Academy. So we kind of think of it as a Netflix for training.
Oh, nice.
So you can go through it and find all those answers. And, there's firearms training, there's emergency first aid fundamentals,
Oh, wow.
countering the mass shooter threat. So there's all sorts of great content to kind of prepare you holistically in that sense. So you can keep your skills sharp with your firearm, but then you also have skills on the other side too that are going to benefit you and your families.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the company in all. When I kind of read the whole story behind how the company
Yeah.
started, Tim Schmidt started and stuff like that,
Right.
and where he brought that company today, I think it is just phenomenal. He did such an amazing job getting this organization to where it is today, and I think it's a phenomenal organization.
Thank you.
It really is.
Us too.
I know, I really do. And if people want to see you in person, I know you guys attend the SHOT Show.
Yes.
And one thing about the SHOT Show, I know you have to have, you got to get a badge to get there or whatever. But if you are attending the SHOT Show, I do encourage you to visit their booth. They take over the entire lobby of the second floor, is it?
Yeah, last year it was the second floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a great booth. You can get a lot of information there, a lot of handouts. Correct.
Yep.
Talk to the some of their attorneys their trainers. It's just really good to know who they are.
Yeah.
And if you can't make it to the SHOT Show, just please visit their website and start learning about the company.
Definitely.
USCCA. We help responsible Americans keep their loved ones safe. Get your USCCA membership today. USCCA.
What I liked about when we first start working together, we have at Open Arms, we have our motto: safety, family, and the Second Amendment. And USCCA has their motto is
education, training, and self-defense liability insurance.
See that? It almost just is like it just meshes together.
It really does. It really does.
It's really great because you guys have a lot of good training programs too for firearms as well, right?
Yeah, and we partner with instructors across the nation to bring world-class training to communities across the country.
So that's fantastic. So even though you're based out of Wisconsin, your main headquarters,
right.
People that are in here or there or whatever state, they can actually get training from one of your appointed trainers.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's good to know too. That's a good place for people to start getting training.
Yeah.
Also, don't you do Hawaii too as well?
Yes, we just broke into Hawaii, so
Wow.
we can now sell insurance there. So we've been working with some teams and some instructors out there to make sure that they've got the resources they need as well.
And that's very good. And again, this is what I keep talking to people about. It's about education. It's about being safe. It's about do all your education before you bring that firearm home. Know your laws, know your do's and don'ts, know everything, how to store that gun, how to be safe with that gun at home. That makes a difference. We want to stop the accidents, those careless accidents that are happening with gun ownership.
Yeah. Rule number 1.
That's it.
Safety.
That's it. That's what I always tell people, there's so many little things that you would never think about. You don't just buy your firearm and you're good to go. There's a lot behind the safety training that you'll learn, and you'll be like, I never knew that. I
never knew. I thought if someone breaks into your home, you have every right to shoot them. I would never think to have the insurance, or even that was even a thing until I met you, until, I learned a lot with all the insurance. Yeah.
That's very good, Nikki. You're right. And that's all of our students that usually come to our training classes. They have no idea how important that is.
Right.
They think, okay, you get a CCW, you're fine.
Right,
do whatever you want to do. It is so important to have that. And Christine, it's not really that expensive, correct?
Right. So it's less than $1 a day, and there's no limit for your defense expenses. So that includes both civil and criminal court. So those are going to be expenses like your attorney fees, expert witness testimony, retainer fees. So it's a really easy way to make sure you have exactly what you need on the legal side for all those resources. So less than $1 a day, you've got no limit on those defense expenses.
Yeah, and I've talked to a few of your appointed attorneys. In fact, I had one of your appointed attorneys on my show a while back, and again, I learned different things what he was talking about. And you know what? When I had him on my show, we had the most emails from people asking about different questions about the attorney who was on my show. They were very interested in it, which is good. And that means people are saying, oh, I had something to think about. I do need to talk to USCCA. I do need to look into CCW insurance and having an attorney to talk to about things like that. It makes a difference. It gives you more of a comfort zone, more of a peace of mind thing,
Yep.
I love it. I think your company's amazing, Christine.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you.
It's really good. Nikki, have you been learning anything today?
I learned a lot.
Good.
I did. Again, I had no idea. I think, I just thought the Second Amendment protects you from intruders of your home. I didn't realize you need insurance to protect yourself. And, it's sad that you have to second guess defending yourself, before you pull the trigger. You have a second to make that decision.
I know. That's the problem. But again, like I said, just get your proper training.
True. Always.
Get your proper training. Know the laws.
Yep.
But then again, it's always about protecting yourself. I think when your attorneys said something like this, one of the questions I think was, when am I allowed to use that firearm in my house? And he said, in a nutshell, if you feel that you're in danger with bodily harm or death, you can, protect yourself, but then it's just one of those things where it's a tough one, because again, I will do anything it takes to protect my friends, family, my surroundings if something occurs.
Right.
I'm not going to sit there and scratch my head and go, should I do this or shouldn't I do this? But then again, when you do, if God forbid, if you go through something like that, you have people to support you, and that's the USCCA. That's their attorneys, and they will help you through it.
Yep, and that's the goal. Make sure that, yes, there are so many considerations you have to be thinking about, and that's why keeping your mindset sharp and going through those scenarios of, okay, well, in this situation, could I or could I not? That has to become almost second nature. Comes through work, but then you do have a team of people who are going to support you. You make one call to the USCCA critical response team, and they will get you in contact with that attorney and take care of everything else on the back end for you.
That's fantastic. That is really good to know. Yeah. It really is. And I just wanted to let everybody else know too, never stop training. Never stop training. You always think maybe you got one session of training. You got to continue. You got to keep your chops up. You got to keep your training skills up. I suggest, visiting your training facility again, every few months down the road, because you can never have enough education and enough training. That's what I always say. That's it.
It's important.
That's it. It's a good deal. All right, Kristine. So we are going to definitely post everything to where people can find USCCA on the website and everything like that. Again, we'll have all of your information on there. Nikki, you'll post all that, correct?
Yeah, everything will be in the description box below.
Perfect.
Okay, good. So make sure you read the description box, and make sure you do, watch the show and follow us. And there's more to come. There's a lot more shows that are going to be more educational about stuff like that. We're going to have more USCCA guests coming on to talk about different parts of the company. We're going to have one of your main trainers coming on. We're going to have some attorneys coming on. So just keep watching these things. It's a learning experience. And again, I just really, really, really suggest you go and check out USCCA's website.
And their Instagram. We follow USCCA's Instagram account. There's a lot of great visual videos on there that teaches you the importance of the insurance. So again, I'll link that below as well.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get all that up on the feed, and then we'll be good to go. Well, Kristine, I really thank you for coming on. Again, it's always a pleasure you coming in and working with you.
We love being here.
I know.
We love it.
It's fun. It's good. There's a lot to come.
Bring it on.
We once we get this the educational videos done too, we're gonna post all that where they can find that, because they're gonna be good. And I think what you guys came to us and said we need this done. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
It's going to be very good and very informative, that's for sure.
And that's why we picked you guys.
Exactly. Good deal. And we're going to have some more things with Kristine in the future, too. She does a lot of good stuff with how concealed carry, what the do's and the don'ts. She does it. She makes sure you aren't printing. And what is printing, Kristine?
Printing is when you can see the outline of your gun through your clothes.
Exactly. They give good tips on that. She'll be doing Instagrams. Nick and her do some stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff to come.
Different outfits on how you can still look stylish yet carry.
Yeah.
Right?
All the good stuff, man. I love that stuff.
Well, good deal.
And different holsters that are comfortable. We have good recommendations for that as well.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Very nice. Well, Kristine, again, I thank you again for coming on the show. USCCA has been a great fit for us, especially the Open Arms Project. Right. What we're doing, it all comes together. Let's just keep the good word going. Let's keep the good push going. Let's everybody be safe out there. Again, that's Kristine from USCCA. You have all the information on our show. And again, I thank you for coming aboard. And that is probably our show today, unless Nikki has any more she needs to know.
That was just very informative. And I'm sure it's things that you don't think about that you overlook, being a gun owner.
Exactly.
But is there any other tips or any Anything else?
I mean,
There's
Everything-
millions, right?
there's
But-
a million.
we could go forever, really.
I know. We'll be doing more shows about this as well.
Right.
More USCCA guests. So yeah, we're going to be answering a lot of questions. And please email us if you have any questions. Email us, contact us. Even if you want to be on the show and express your opinions.
Yes, we read all the comments, so make
Yeah.
sure you engage in our conversation below, and we will get back to you.
Absolutely. Well, that was a great show today. Thank you again, Christine. That'll be our show for today, unless Nikki needs anything else.
I don't need anything. That was a lot of fun.
We are good. All right, everybody. Always remember.
Oh, hold on. You can find
Oh.
Open Arms.
That's
Make
true.
sure you follow Open Arms on Instagram at openarms.tv. We're also on TikTok, Open Arms TV. And again, I'll leave all the links below.
Beautiful. So you'll be able to find everything there. Us, USCCA, it'll be all good stuff. All right. That's our show for today. And always remember, safety,
Family, and the Second Amendment.
Have a good day.